Good afternoon, everyone. Roop, good afternoon. And we will be starting with the class today. It's going to be speaking class. It's going to be our module today to talk and discuss. So let me share the screen with you all first. Okay, so the classes are provided by CECA guys, and the classes are free of the cost. We run the Ielts class from Monday to Friday, every day, like in the week. The timing is 2 to 4 Melbourne time. And if anybody after Ielts class, you have any query, question, you can always contact me at the email address of the CECA. That's pte@ceca.com.au. So you can just send your query, question over there. It's just not only about the classes. If you have any query related to the any migration program, education program, and knowing about the education providers in Australia and in maybe in any other country you are after, so you can simply give a call or send a mail on the email ID I'm stating here, or simply you can like the Facebook page of CECA for more updates regarding every process, every new changes in Australia, and with the process of the Canada migration, because many of us are also looking for those options. So if you are after, you can also contact the CECA team for Canada migration free eligibility check. And after that, they'll be telling you what documents are required and how the process and how it just move on. What are the requirements, everything about that, A to Z about that process, right? And that's free of the cost, guys. No charges are there to counsel the things with you, right? And here the speaking of the IELTS, which is left yesterday, we completed off the different essays with the ideas discussed and with the topics and with the examples that can be there in your exam. So today we are talking about the speaking, which is the face-to-face interview, right? And whether you are appearing for paper-based exam, whether you are appearing for a computer-based exam, this will remain same. Face-to-face interview with the examiner, right? So the total timing for the speaking module is very less, which is 11 to 14 minutes. This is the standardized time for the speaking, right? And moving on, 11 to 14 minutes. So there are three parts of the test, right? Of the speaking test. The part one, it consists of 4 to 5 questions in that, right? And we have to answer in 2 to 3 sentences for those questions, right? And 2 to 3 sentences, and how we are framing that, the answer to the question asked in there, and with that we are adding a reason. If we are saying I like the blue color, or blue is my favorite color, right? So that's become an answer. And reason to that, because it suits me well, or maybe this is the color which make me feel happy, and it just provide me with the calmness when I see something in blue color. So it could be any reason, right? So this section, it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. Then comes the part 2, right? It is a cue card. So the cue card, that mean it we call it long run, right? So here they will be providing you with the topic, like as you can see part 2 here, describe you or your friend's illness or injury, right? Something like that. So it could be anything, right? The part 2 question, that means the cue card, it could be any topic related to object, experience, person, and any type of possession you have. So it could be anything related to some certain aspects of our life, like person related cue cards, place related cue cards, object related cue cards. So these are the few of the categories. Like this is how they'll be asking you different question here. So presented with the topic, right? And they will be helping questions beneath that. So definitely we're taking help from those questions so that we can develop a good answer. 1 minute will be there to prepare the topic, right? And after that, what is the target time to speak? 2 minutes to speak. So this is the time you will be speaking about the given topic, about the given cue card, right? So 1 minute is there, and in this 1 minute they provide you with one they provide you with a pencil and a notepad, right? This is what they'll be providing you with in preparation time. And why they provide us the same two things? Because what we can do here, we can take notes of what, or we can just write the headings of what we are going to speak in another 2 minutes. So why to take notes is necessary? Because they will give you an visual hint for starting of the sentences, for starting of the events you are mentioning in the cue card. Because without having something written on that notepad, because if they are providing, there is a purpose behind that. You using that 1 minute to the fullest if you are using this pencil and the notebook provided in the exam. So always take notes, right? And how you are taking notes? You are taking notes in a flowchart manner, maybe. Like I got an idea, so I'll be just writing, okay, first I'll be saying the name of the person, then I'll talking about his personality, like, right? And then I'll be talking about his character, right? So then, and I'll be adding an incident happened when he helped me or something, right? And then maybe I'll be adding some family ties with that, right? And then I am concluding up, right? So this is like sort of hints I have written, and this is like, this is the one way you can note down the hints in that 1 minute. Like in 1 minute, okay, I'll be just going through all these things. And also remember, you are provided with the helping question. So just in case you are not getting anything, read them, and definitely you will be able to think of a topic or a hint. That's what you're going to explain in another 2 minutes. So for every, every hint or whatever you say it, you have idea you have written here, you should at least have 2 to 3 lines, right? You should be speaking at least 2 to 3 lines. And this is how you are, more near to completing 2 minutes provided to speak. And another way is, like, you can simply use the another strategy, like make a plus sign, like the plus sign. We all know that this is what I'm saying here, the plus sign, right? So when you are just making this symbol on the paper, so just all the, I'll tell you what I'm saying here, what I mean here. So just like that, so you can just draw a symbol here on the paper provided, notepad provided, and in the 4 corners or in the 4 places given, spaces given in these, you should writing answers to the helping question you have. You should have, just a moment. Yeah, thank you about that. So that's like you will be writing answer to the helping question in the in these spaces, and then you're just picking up the things and speaking about it. So these are the 2 ways that how you can take the notes here, how you can jot down your ideas in the notepad so that you are later utilizing them while speaking. Because at some time, what happened when you are speaking, so ultimately, like I'm just finishing off with the incident and happened with that person, like the person I want to be like, suppose that's the cue card. And then I just completely got blank, I have nothing to say, I don't remember anything what I can add here, because I'm just 1 minute and 20 seconds right now, and I have to speak 40 seconds more, right? So then if you have written something like family ties, all right, so it's like it will give you an idea, okay, yeah, I can talk about how I know this person, right? So I just know him like as my father, he's a friend of him, they were working together, and once there was a party, or like my father just took me along with him in the party, and I met that guy. So you see, you can just develop the things out there if you have something in written in front of you. And definitely while you are speaking, they never take your notepad away. so that remain in front of your eyes. You are free to take a look on the notes you have taken. There won't be anything like your deduction of mark is there or nothing like that sort of happening. You can always take a look on the notes, and then you are just, obviously you are talking to the person sitting next to you, so you are just talking to that guy or the lady maybe sitting in front of you. So that's how you are completing it up. So our target time is 2 minutes. That's what we should and we must be prepared for, because otherwise, if speakers sometimes they tend to listen to full 2 minutes to you, and sometimes they just maybe after 1 minute they stop you, right? And after 1.5 minutes they stop you. It just depends like what sort of that obviously that depends on examiner to examiner. So some they feel satisfactory, satisfied after listening to your answer for 1 minute only, and they stop you there. And some actually want you to complete your answer within 2 minutes, so definitely they'll be stopping you after 2 minutes only. So remember that after 2 minutes, it's not that you are stopping by yourself, because there won't be any watch with you. The watch is with examiner only. So how you know that this is the time I need to speak? So the examiner will ask you close-ended question. Close-ended question, that means, so maybe you're talking about the person you want to be like, and it's 2 minutes, you are already just spoken in 2 minutes. So then the examiner will ask you, okay, you're still in contact with the person. So this is called close-ended question. So this question to be answered in yes or no. That's it, right? So this here only you are only giving yes no answer, because this is just to give you a hint that you need to stop, and then you guys will be moving to the part 3 of the test. Part 3 is discussive. It's like a discussion based question, right? Here we have to give more diplomatic answers are required, right? Why? Because we have to answer at least in 3 to 4 sentences here, and definitely we're not exceeding this much. Because you see why I'm saying like 2 to 3 sentences, 3 to 4 sentences, because guys, actually this is the entire time, 11 to 14. No examiner, definitely it's their job, so they cannot exceed time with every candidate, right? So there is a particular time given to them. Like obviously this is 11 to 14 minute exam, so maybe you see when adding the other time, like when you enter in, the examiner make you comfortable out there and then start with the exam, then you end it. So you see it's already a 25-minute process, right? Including the time when you enter and when you settle down. And if examiner is just listening to you for more than required limit for every question, so this is one thing, he is not doing his job well. Secondly, it is your test as well, like ask question whether you are able to talk relevant in 3 4 sentences and also answering the question well or not. If you are speaking more, that means you are having less of the lexical resources with you, because if I got good vocabulary, I can answer any question in 3 to 4 sentences. How much? Being it quite diplomatic, being it quite easy, because firstly I have to see what is most relevant to the question. The first sentence need to be that right answer to that thing. Then of course reasoning of that, adding an explanation of to it or example to it, and citing an experience to it, citing an or binding an experience to that. So maybe these could be 3 4 possible things I'll be using to answer any question in part 3. And 3 to 4 sentences I'll be just finishing off my answer. Now it's examiner choice whether he wants to ask you question from the answer you gave. Sometime if I'm asking, okay, you like you will feel like the individuals are responsible for saving the environment or the government. So your view is like both are responsible, right? And blah blah blah. So if then I again ask you question, okay, let's say individuals are only responsible, so in which way they can take care of the environment. So this is like it is examiner choice whether he is asking you question from your answer only and whatsoever. But yes, your target need to be 3 to 4 sentences if you want to score good marks in the speaking, right? Speaking more than required, sometimes we tend to make more mistake, we tend to repeat vocabulary, no, unknowingly, like it's not intentionally. Unintentionally we are repeating vocabulary, unintentionally we are just sometimes we repeat the ideas as well, because as like we don't have sufficient material to speak at length, but we tend to just keep adding on the things, and we tend to repeat the ideas. So this is not what you get more marks for. Even if you're giving 4 sentence answer for part 3, one question, you will give in, you will be having, I mean, as much as score as per, obviously depending on your performance on that day, but adding length more than required, it is not a parameter that you are getting more marks here, right? So just here keep concentrate that this is the relevancy scale, keep it as a relevancy scale 3 to 4, and I'm covering every aspect of the question. That means my answer is perfect, right? So yeah, discussion based question, more diplomatic answers are needed. Definitely first and 10 need to be answered, and after that you can of course add a reason, then you can explain that reason, right, by the use of the example sometime, right, or by just adding some concession to that statement, right? It just depend how you want to extend that answer, and how you want to just authorize what you have said as an answer, because the reasoning, the explanations, the examples, or making concession to your answer, it gives more authority to whatever point you have put forward as an answer to the asked question, right? So this session again, will be for 4 to 5 minutes, yeah, but sometime it extend to 6 minutes as well, because sometime, you know, like the more things need to be said in the question. Sometimes it's like there are more question, like for every just in normal case there will be 5 to 6 question, but sometimes there are 7 to 8 question can be there as well. So in that so in this way the time can be 6 minutes up to as well. But yes, altogether starting till finish you will be utilizing only 20 to 25 minutes. That's the time you will be spending in with the examiner for your speaking test, for your speaking module of the IELTS, right? So this is the 3 parts of the speaking. Everything is mentioned here. If you got any question regarding it, you can ask it now, and if it's okay, let's start with the practice. So what should we do? We need to start with the practice. All good?
Good.
All right. So,
Abby,
all right. Just give me a
at
second.
the part.
So it's like you won't be able to see the question when the examiner will be asking you. So I won't be sharing the screen with the question with you guys, because there it's your listening skills that which are working along with your speaking skill in the exam. So if you are a good listener, you're able to catch the question in one go. That means that's what is required in the test as well. So we'll be following the same pattern. I won't be showing the question on the screen to you, right? So this is the first question I'm asking. Again, you know that I won't be saying name. It's your choice who wants to give an answer here, and you need to be participative here. This is how you will fulfill the purpose of being into a speaking class of IELTS, right? So the first question, part 1, do you have any unhealthy habits? Do you have any unhealthy habits?
Yes, I do have several harmful practices, namely eating oily foods and drinking very less water and not sleeping enough hours. And I know these all will make my immune system very poor, but still I couldn't.
Improve them.
I couldn't improve.
All right. Anybody else? Do you have any unhealthy habits?
Yes, I do have some unhealthy habits. Firstly, I don't actually go to bed early, which is not good for my health, and I eat late at night. which I also believe is unhealthy for me, and I don't exercise regularly.
All right, good. Okay, so anybody else with the same question? Do you have any unhealthy habits? Okay, next question. What do you do to stay healthy? What do you do to stay healthy?
Um,
I I make sure I go for regular health checkup. I do morning exercise for 5 minutes 3 times in a week. Yeah, and I make sure I eat my breakfast
Mm-hmm.
and some. Yeah, that's what I do too to stay healthy.
All right, Sheetal.
I would like to develop a habit and discipline to keep myself healthy. For example, doing wake up early, doing regular exercise and eating healthy food.
Okay. So you should not say I would like to, do this, right? The question asks you what do you do? So the answer need to be what do you do to stay healthy, right? So eating healthy food, doing exercise, that's what you can say here. Okay, in your opinion, what is more important, eating healthy food or doing exercise?
May I speak, ma'am?
Alim, you there? So how are
Yes,
you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. All right, yes, go ahead. In your
Yes,
opinion, what is more important, eating healthy food or doing exercise?
ma'am, I think both of them are really necessary, ma'am, because eating healthy food just gives you a proper diet, proper nutrition, and it helps you to maintain your weight. It gives you a proper blood circulation as well. At the same time, doing exercises and every day going for running or playing outdoor games like sports such as cricket, football also gives you you know good physical strength. It improves your physical abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so in both ways you can just keep your body mentally fit and physically as well.
Mm-hmm. Mentally and physically
So
fit.
yeah, mentally and physically fit. So yeah, both of them are quite important now.
All right. So guys, remember that it's part one, right? Okay. Anybody else with the same question? What is more important, eating healthy diet or doing exercise?
Can I speak?
Yeah, please.
Both ways are very important. Eating healthy is good to maintain a very good diet. Eating well helps you to maintain a very good healthy living, and then exercise is also good. But I think eating is more better to maintain a very good healthy status, because when you follow or maintain a very healthy or good diet, I think you sustain your health more than that of exercise. If you exercise without eating a very good diet or a balanced diet, you don't actually maintain a healthy living.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So anybody else?
Yeah, I think exercise is more better than eating because it helps strengthen the muscles and nerves and it helps increase your life expectancy. So
Mm-hmm.
exercise is better than eating a healthy diet for example. It also helps your mental, physical health.
All right. So now I'm sharing the screen and it got a cue card on it. You can see here. Now have a look at the card and prepare a monologue. So everyone present here right now, I mean whosoever feel comfortable giving answer. So you will be saying this cue card in 2 minutes. The cue card states here, describe your illness or injury, or describe your friend's illness or injury. So this is a cue card. You have to say what was it, what was the injury, when did it happen, like how did it happen, like what was the cause, and there should be a story behind it definitely if you want to give this cue card length. How did you or your friend, whatever you have picked up, you or your friend handled it, and say how do you feel about it now. So I'm giving you the time to prepare. Better you take few notes for you, and then you should be speaking at least 2 minutes. So that's the time you will be covering up here. Take your time, think about it, how you can add story, and don't straightforward start talking the main thing. Just add few introductory lines because this also give length to the cue card. And in the cue card, remember that try to add 2-3 words which are you see common, definitely common, but yeah, much relevant to the cue card, and they are so academic in sense, right? So if you're adding 2 to 3 such words in the cue card in 2 minutes, that also improve your score. Whosoever is ready, kindly tell me by turning the mic up.
Can I speak?
Yes, for sure. Let me just turn the timer up.
Hmm?
I'll be recording your time, no? That's why. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, now please.
It was a hell of an experience. That's when I had the ankle injury. And that was the day I went to represent my community for a community league we played in the past. And after, when I had that injury, the community actually did not take care of my treatment. I had to, on my own, uh, visit the hospital regularly, like 2 to 3 times in a week, and the painful experience during the treatment in order to get my food back to its normal standard again. During that period, like for 3 months, I didn't visit the football field in order to recover from that very injury. That's actually how I was able to manage myself during that period. It was a hell of an experience, like I said earlier on.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's 1:05, 1 minute, 5 seconds.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously, and this is less. 1 more minute. So it's like, you haven't added up how that injury happened. That's the main part of the story. Because you can just say how you were what is the mode of transport you were using if that happened while the journey, and if not, then how actually it happened, because that gonna add lot of things here in the cue card, right? Okay, you just say it again, but not now. Let me listen to any other person, and then I'll be coming back to you again, Michael.
Okay.
Okay, who's ready next? Shan, you have less time, you should be speaking now. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about an injury happened to one of my former colleagues. Her name is Helen, and it happens in 2016 when I was working for an international fashion brand, and we were working together, and we
We were working together.
we were working together, and we get into each other very well. One day we received new stocks. It was 3-4 cartons full of clothes, and while we arranging the clothes, like while we doing the visual merchandising, visual display, unfortunately, one carton is fall down to her leg, and by the time it was okay, but after half an hour, it started swelling, and it getting worse. And by the time I made a uh, injury report to my manager, and we started doing the first aids, like putting ice cubes on her leg, and we started to do something for her, but it was like getting worse and worse, and we couldn't manage the situation by the time, so we have to take her to hospital, um, and I'm the one who accompanied her, and it was an internal injury, and she has to take around 3 months of bed rest. Further, when she returned back to work, she was very thankful to me for taking care of her at her bad times.
All right. So this is 203. But yes, no, nothing to be happy here. Yeah, only one thing that yes, we covered the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see you were taking pauses,
Yeah.
right? We were working together. There was a lengthy pause. After that, when you are just framing the story, it was all good. The event you mentioned, it is all what is required here. Everything is perfect. Just is just that you're taking unnecessary pauses, taking time to think. So that's the thing we are doing in 1 minute of preparation. Here we have a lot of minutes, yeah, but in exam we will be having just 1 minute. So fluent answers without unnecessary pauses, that will give you more marks,
Yeah.
right? And content wise, it's all good. It's all like what actually it requires. It has everything in it. Okay, who is ready next?
Yeah, can I?
Well, all right.
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna talk about the injury happened to my friends. Last year during summer vacation, we play soccer at the school playground because we love of the sports, and sports play an important role in our life to keep fit and healthy ourselves. In moreover, uh, as our regular schedule, we play the soccer together, and she's just trying to juggle the balls, but she imbalanced her body at that time, and she fall on the concrete flat surface. She was thought he's fine, but later on 10 minutes she's getting pain. So we had a first aid kit in our car. So I took straight the painkiller, Panadol, and give her to the Panadol. And after that, we just take her to the hospital straight away. And luckily, we get the on time doctor available. So straight they did the treatments. And the I was felt really unpleasant about the situations. Altogether, the good news was that she never had we had the X-ray, but the X-ray was normal, and she did not have any crack on her right hand wrist. the fracture actually happened on her right hand wrist. So we took after her at the home. So I give her a company during this time. So I'm happy about I was there and a little bit unhappy about this incident happened to my friends.
All right, Sheetal, timing was fine, but lot of grammatical errors.
Yeah,
No, in moreover, I mean many, yeah.
yeah,
So the grammatical errors are to be taken care of because if you're framing the sentences not right as per the grammar structures, so
yeah,
definitely that will make you lose marks, right?
yeah,
The way you just quoted up the incident, that's fine. There is no issue with the content now. Now just work on the sentence, right sentence formation,
yes, yes,
right?
thank you. Yeah.
And besides that, yeah, all fine. Good. Okay, anybody next? Adobe?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd like to talk about the injury I had on my knee. It happened last 3 years during the festive season in my village when I came back from school during Xmas season. I went out with my cousin for a masquerade parade in my community. So when we walking along the way, along the community, we didn't know that the masquerade was hiding by the side. So was thinking we are safe. So when we want to cross along the lane, the masquerade started chasing us. So I was really scared and I ran. It was very uneasy for me to run at that period because I wasn't prepared at that moment. So I fell down on the ground. I had a stone pierced through my skin on my knee, and it was really painful at that period. I was crying because I really don't want to go out that period. My cousin forced me to because I like staying at home every day, but I have to go out and look around.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really a bad experience for me. I was crying and I was very bitter. I had to go home. So at that moment, I wrapped the injury with a handkerchief so that the blood will stop from coming out. So it helps the injury to the blood current. And when I got home, my mom helped me with simple first aid, and I took some pain relief drugs, and it was really a bad experience. And I thank God that the masquerade didn't didn't flog me at that moment. So
All
yeah,
right. So that was a bad experience for you. Yes, Adobe?
yes,
All right. Its timing is over. That's why I'm asking a close-ended question. So yes or no? Yes. So yeah, this is right. And you are, I mean, I felt it now. This is your ROS. So I feel this is right. This is fine. And yeah, you covered the content. And guys, one thing, you all are mentioning the event, yeah, focusing story, yeah, but don't forget that you have to say something conclusive at the end, right? So that will also act as how I felt about it now. So if it's about me, if it's about friend as well, so how we felt, like how I felt about that by now or till now. So it's like something conclusive sentence need to be there in 2 minutes. Okay, who's ready with the answer now?
Me, ma'am.
Yes, Alim.
Yes, ma'am. So I would like to describe one of my past experiences with my friend who had an injury. So me and my friends gathered around to play football match, and we were 9 of us. The place we were playing football wasn't a proper football ground, not with grass or astroturf like anything. It was just a normal space with ground. I mean, with the sand, stone, and gravel around. And when we started to play the game, went to a situation where it became too intense. Both the side had same number of goals, and then my friend had the ball, and I was just rushing to take it from him. And in that rush, I just pushed him. It was just an accident, but he fell down. He started to bleed, and I just got panicked and like, this is not something which I meant to do. Then I, helped him up. I got him up. When he started to bleed, we had water bottles. We poured some water over the wound and we cleaned it. We had a handkerchief. We tied over it. We tied the handkerchief over the wound and we took him to the nearest medical shop. The attendant, the person who attended the customers knew us very well, so he bought the medical kit for us and he treated his wound. He applied a cotton and wrapped the cloth over it. And he asked us to be careful next time when he plays and suggested my friend not to play until or unless he recovers his injury. And he also asked us to be careful, take precautions, use a knee cover or some elbow cover or something like that, because having injuries, during playtime, like football or cricket, can be just common, and but the serious injuries can happen with that. Though it is common, but injuries are quite serious. And I didn't think of that. I was just like, in a flow of playing the football. As the match was intense, I didn't think about my friend, but about the game. I just had to score. In the rush of that, I just, neglected my friend's safety.
So you
And
feel good about it
I
now?
was, no, not at all.
All right. Timing is good, like it's 2:21, like much more than required. But yes, this is fine. This is good. So I've definitely after 2 minutes, the examiner will ask you a close-ended question, and that's your hint that you need to stop. So this is finally no mistakes are there. I find it really good. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Roop. Yeah, please.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to talk about a car accident that happened to me 2 years ago, and it was non-forgettable experience. My brother was driving car and suddenly brake fail and car fall into the land from the road and car was totally broken. After the accident, I totally blacked out and was transported to the hospital by brother and two other person in car. They can help me, which was very difficult du- because during the heavy rain, when I am conscious, then I discovered that I had a severe injury in spinal cord and many cuts on legs and arms. I was in severe pain, so physician prescribed me to take painkillers and other medicine for a couple of weeks and took x-ray and blood investigation. Blood investigations are normal. I was not able to walk properly, which is very hard for me. But after several months of proper treatment and physical therapy, I fully recovered. I am very happy and grateful that now I am that now I am
In good
sorry.
health.
Now I learned the value of life and health.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, no, no.
No,
It's okay. It's okay.
that's it.
But yeah, it's 1:37.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, few more things we need to say here. And
Okay.
besides that, it's fine. Besides that, the way you were just slowly, steadily moving towards the goal, it's right. Yeah. This is
Yes,
how you
ma'am.
speak normally,
Ye-
or you just speaking slow to cover the time.
Sorry, ma'am.
This is like your normal rate of speech.
No, ma'am.
You sleep speaking slow, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, this one thing you need to take into account, that your rate of speech should be normal, neutral,
Oh,
natural,
yes, ma'am.
right? Otherwise,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, and yeah, few more things to be added in the incident.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So let's move to the now question of part 3 of the same cue card. So I'll be asking the question now. So yes, Adobe, this is better now. Actually, this is. So it's like you keep working on, and yes, you will see the changes by yourself. Okay, so the first question from part 3. How can people be encouraged to stay healthy?
Yes, ma'am. So may I try?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So people can be encouraged to stay healthy, well, by getting motivated from their celebrities, people who they follow. If people like celebrities are healthy, they intend to motivate their followers to keep themselves healthy, to do regular exercises, having a proper nutrition diet, and keep on going for joggings, and also they can be set up they can set up few campaigns regarding the health, like health fitness camp, and there they can provide few tips and tricks to help keep yourself healthy and fit for the rest of your life. I mean, why is it necessary? They can also state the reason why is it necessary to keep yourself healthy. What are the benefits of that and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So yeah, any other person with same answer? I mean, same question. How can people be encouraged to stay healthy?
Guys,
Yeah,
someone
Adobe.
can be
Yeah.
encouraged to stay healthy by
I'm
exercising
not
or
able to hear you properly, Adobe.
hear me now.
I can hear you, but the voice is not clear. Try to speak now.
Can you hear me?
Okay, do one thing, Adobe. Leave the session and join in again. It will refresh the things for you. So maybe this is internet issue. Sorry. So then you'll be able to talk to me in a clear voice. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes,
Yes, Michael.
I think by frequently checking their health status can actually help one to stay healthy. Why? Because most times we just feel we are okay when we don't know that we're not okay. Sometimes we need extra motivation, like when we go for test and realize that maybe we have a lot of calories in our body, we need to exercise, we need to eat this, or we need to eat that, or we're lacking nutrition in our body system. So therefore, we have to actually eat or do one or two things. Like sometimes you just stay, you eat, you just go to work, you tell yourself, after all, I move from my house to my workplace, and that is actually exercise. But when you visit the hospital and then you run tests and then they tell you that maybe you have a lot of calories in your body, and then they get to tell you a certain quantity, or they tell you you are having high blood pressure, you need to do this, or low BP, you need to eat so and so on thing in order to control that. Or when you go for this test and they tell you that what you've been taking so far is not actually good for your health, like one who has a lot of sugar in their body system. Such individual actually needs to control what he or she takes in. And one who has a lot of calorie in their body system actually needs to exercise more and then also watch what they take. Sometimes we exercise, but the pattern which we exercise might not actually be the one required for our body. But when one actually visits the hospital, I think the doctor can actually advise maybe you should stop capitalizing your exercise on just playing football match. Maybe you can go for early morning jog. By doing that, you can actually have a standard exercise. And then sometimes we think what we are eating, we are okay with it without knowing that it's not actually balanced for our body system. Take for instance, one who is actually suffering from stroke or partial stroke. what he or she should take on a normal basis will not be the same. The kind of diet such person has to actually enroll on or eat will not be the same when he or she is actually stable. It's when you go to these places, like when you visit the hospital, they can now actually advise you on the kind of diet you're supposed to actually flow on. So I think, in my own very opinion, visiting the hospital is very important in order for you to maintain a healthy living.
Okay, I just understood the whole answer of yours, Michael. But one thing, keep in mind that if you're speaking too much for one answer, that means you're not able to convey your message with less of the sentences, right? So it is actually one sort of inefficiency in conveying our message in 3 to 4 sentences, you see, because you can just count on your sentences. So I think these are like 14-15 sentences you gave to justify your answer. So our target is to speak less here, like 4-5 sentences maybe. But yes, still we're just talking all the relevant and exact things in relation to the question, right? So yeah. Okay, so let's see how any other person is answering the same. But yeah, the points and ideas are fine. It's just that the explanation, the extra explanation with that, you should cut it down. And then the whatever you are saying, the main major keynotes of how the people can be encouraged, just keep those information in your answer. Okay, so next is who is giving the answer here? Yeah, sure, Sean. You there? Or you left?
No, I'm here.
Okay, say this answer and go. Or it's like if getting late, you can go, yeah?
No, it's fine. Can you please repeat the question?
How can people be encouraged to stay healthy?
It would be great if they think, if they take it as a playful activity, if they can, think of some nice way of implementing the exercise and diet, then they can work out this easily. And a proper timetable and may help them. Also, if you do it in a group, then it will be more fun. So I encourage to do it in a group.
So just if we just conclude it up, it's like playful activities, group activities, right? And exactly telling them the benefits of the exercise through the government complex or the institution related to the health complex. These all the things can encourage people to stay healthy and to just include good health exercises in their daily routine life. All right. But yes, more explanatory things are required here, Shan. This won't be a sufficient one, you see. Either it's just too much, either it's just too less. So there should be a average answer to every question, having all the relevant details just in 3-4 sentences. All right, so yes, Shan, you can go now. See you on Monday now. Yeah, till then, stay safe. Goodbye, take care. Yeah. Okay, so the next question here, if you want to answer the same question, anyone? How can people be encouraged to stay healthy? Yes, Adore, your connection is weak. I understand that. That's the issue. You are not, I'm not able to hear you properly. Okay, Sheetal, yes.
There are several points to consider to be encourage people to be healthy. Firstly, we can, through via media, we can encourage them. For example, run the in the morning 10 minutes so to how to keep healthy your body. And secondly, we can do the media other way, do the flyers to locally to each and every household mailbox to give a brief about the how to keep healthy schedules. So there's two things I would think is the best way to encourage people to keep healthy.
To stay healthy, to keep healthy, and I would like to encourage. I would like to suggest you can also say this
Yeah.
thought as well. Okay, next question. Do you think, listen carefully, do you think people start worrying more about their health as they become older?
Please repeat.
Anybody get in first go? Got it? Anyone?
Yes, I think people get more worried about the health while they going elder, because their reason behind that, the body is not having that resistance powers as we are young due to of the age, and they need assistance for their hospital visit or any other daily task. So they might more worried about that things.
All right. Yeah, this is this is what I asked. Okay, I'm repeating this, but try to get the question in first go, because in the exam, you know that you are not able to ask the examiner second time a lot, maybe once or twice in the entire test. Even if you can avoid that as well, that will be really great, right? Okay, here it goes. It says, do you think people start worrying more about their health as they become older?
Can I speak?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. People get to worry about their health when they age. When you're young, there are things you can actually easily do, but when you're getting old, it becomes difficult for you to actually do them. Take, for instance, if you can comfortably cover 200 meters in 2 minutes, comfortably and easily do that, you get to find out that when you age, you see that it becomes difficult for you to actually cover such distance. It's more like when you bought a cloth today that is new, and you get to wear it, wash it, iron it, and within a specific period of time or after years, you get to find out that the quality of the clothes gets weakened. That is also the same way it is in human life and human health status.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for me.
Right, yeah, I got it. Yes, this is, better than before. The relevant things with less sentences as compared to earlier. This is good. So, next, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I do believe that people start to worry when they start to get old, because as we all know, it's a natural fact that when people start to grow older, their body starts to gradually become weaker. So as people have got a lot of busy nowadays, they got occupied with many things. When people start to get older, they tend to do less work than they naturally want to. They are unable to do things which they pursue, like dancing, running, and there are many other different stuff like sport activities as well. They are unable to maintain the proper lifestyle, and then they start to take medicines or supplements, stuff like that, which their body starts to being dependent on them, on those stuffs, and
Mm-hmm.
then naturally people just get worried about what will happen if just got a bit more weaker and I'll be unable to perform the thing or my hobby like football or cricket, things like that. So yeah, people actually do get worried about stuff like that.
About their health in the later age of their life.
Yes.
All right, that's cool. All right, let's move to the next cue card. So, yes.
Sorry, we can add like the older age people might to seek the age care option later age, so that might not suitable for them, or we can
They consider the option.
they might not happy option for them to rely on aged care facility. They might be live independently. That could be a take them more worried about them.
Mm, I don't think.
Uh,
Yes, see, the better one. It's like the one thing you said earlier. It's like more okay with the answer.
yeah,
I think that should be taken into account, right?
yeah.
All right. Here is the next cue card. Describe a period of time from your studies that was the most difficult for you so far. Very relevant to many of us. Yeah. So we are studying definitely from longer period of time. Some of us done with the study, some are doing it right now, some are just about to finish. So you have to describe a period of time from your studies, maybe school, high school, university, later on, or some community learnings. So that was difficult for you, the most difficult for you. When it was, why was it hard, what you were doing at that time. And you can just also add how you feel about it now. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Aline? All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. So the the one of the most difficult periods that I have during my studies was the 10th grade. And as I don't know how many of you know, but the 10th grade is play time where people have to give the board exams. And during that time, people have to study a lot. A lot means a lot. And for that, as well, like at the starting of my 10th, as the starting of my term, I was a very weak student, and many teachers used to know that, so they mainly focused on me. They tried to give me a lot of questions. They asked me every time during the classes, just out of nowhere, they just asked me any question, any random question. And then I also had to do some self-study during those times. I had to keep on revising every topic which was taught in my class. I took tuitions, especially for math, because I was really weak in that subject. And also during that time, when I had my term tests near, I had to keep my gadgets away. I mean, completely away from them. No contacts with my friends, no social media, no games, nothing. And then I had to also attend a few extra classes, which the school was providing, especially for weak students. So I had to attend that as well. And with that, I also referred to past exam papers and guides. And, my elders, my dad, my uncles, all my relatives, suggested me just to keep on focusing on whatever you have because this is the most important period of of your studies. This is where you have to score the most during this time, because having a 10th certificate, gives shows the importance of having good score in that, because there's at times, when people look at 10th certificate, if if I have a higher score, higher grade, I get to have more chances of and applying to colleges or universities. So
Now
that
you feel studies are okay with you?
no, not
It's still
yet.
hard for you.
Yeah.
All right. So the timing is 2:13 by now. So yeah, it's like good time. I mean, the time wise, it's nice. Content wise, it's nice. So yeah, good. Altogether, it's nice, Alim.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
and yeah, next one.
Can I speak?
Yeah, Michael.
Period of time that was very difficult during my studies was actually in my university days. I was in final year then. I was preparing for my final year exam, and that was actually when I lost my dad. I was supposed to have a month to prepare for my final year exam. During that period, I was also writing my project work. But then my father was admitted at the hospital. Within that time, I was supposed to prepare for my exam. So I was mainly at the hospital with my dad. I had no much time to prepare for my final year exam. And a week before the starting of my final year exam, I lost my dad. So that really affected me so much. I didn't actually prepare for my exam. I had a lot of fees I was supposed to pay before my final year exam. But because of the health condition or health status of my dad as of then, he was at the hospital. So mainly the financial concentration of my family was on the health of my dad. But at the end of the day, we still lost him. So I was unable to pay my fees. I was unable to prepare for my exam. And at the end of the day, I was also running around to prepare for the burial of my dad. So it's really, really affected me mentally and psychologically. I I didn't actually know if I was supposed to be running around to prepare for the exam or the burial of my father, or to run around and raise money to pay up the fees I was owing in school that I was supposed to pay before my exam. So it greatly affected me so much.
All right. Yes, this is nice. So timing is fine. Uh, yeah. So everything you were saying is in accordance with the cue card. So yeah, this is good. This is nice. As per the cue
That,
card. Yeah. All right. Next, please.
did I exhaust the 2 minutes?
What you said?
Did I exhaust the 2 minutes?
Yes, this is 1 minute 58. 1:58.
Okay.
That means 2 seconds. Yeah. So it's fine. 2 seconds up. I mean, clearly okay. So that's why I said everything is fine in here. I just just I went away with your story. So that's the thing. Okay. Okay. Next, please.
Yeah, can I?
Yes, you can.
My dream was to pursue study uh, overseas country. So I went to Australia to pursue my Bachelor of Education degree in 2000. What I felt was very hard because of the after married I went to overseas to pursue my degree.
Peter,
Uh, oh, sorry.
you're already here. So how you'll be saying this cue card?
Oh, you can say that. Oh,
So you should be saying the most difficult period of my study started when I decided to study overseas. Don't say country. Overseas is like when you're leaving your country. You're
okay.
getting some other place except your country. So
Okay.
overseas, for my Bachelor of Education. right? It was really hard. The reason being, I got married, I got responsibilities, and after marriage, studying
Yeah.
is really hard for me. So just stay like that, right? Now start it.
Okay. Okay. So- Okay, I forgot what I'm going to say.
Okay, you just take your time, okay?
Yeah.
Thank
Uh, I pursue my degree overseas, Bachelor of Education. So mainly I find difficult time because after I married, I did that degree, and the main reason behind that, I leave my two kids at my home country, and main prominent reason is that because the English is my second language, so it's very hard to incorporate in the new study curriculum as well as the new study techniques. Mainly the digital technology is my out of box. Moreover, that I'm married, so it's really hard for me to manage my daily schedule with the like home activity, study skills, and also I'm working as a part-time. So these are the main reasons to balance my schedule with the social life and with the study. This is my real hard time during my finishing this degree. In the end, I felt very happy to all of overcome with these all obstacles, and finally I complete my Bachelor of Education degrees with the high score.
you. Is that over? Is that all? Sheetal, you there?
Sorry, I'm done. It's very less, I think.
No, it's not that less. It's 1:40. You okay?
Yeah.
I was not able to hear you. Yeah. So
Uh, Sorry, I'm.
you muted yourself. I got.
Yeah.
So it's 1:39, 1 minute 39 second. Sheetal, I don't know, but
Yeah.
you need to give me more better answers because these answers are not well framed one. I mean, this is not I'm
Yeah.
saying on content part. I'm saying on the grammatical structure of the sentence you are using. So you were doing
Okay.
great in the previous sessions.
Yeah.
So I have to give you a push, I know. So
Yeah.
this time this is not that much good. The formation of the sentences is actually wrong. So
Yeah.
I know you can frame better sentences because I heard from you many
Yeah.
more good sentences. So just pay more attention to the things you are saying and then come up with the cue card,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are just messing the things up in the sentence. You're saying the content fine, but the sentence it's completely mess, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, Roop, Adobe, is your mic is fine now?
Can you hear me properly now?
Yes, I can hear you properly now. So you wanna speak about this cue card?
Uh, Yay.
All
What
right.
is the cue card again? I can't see the question here.
You want to hear you're not able to see the question
Yes.
now?
Okay, I can see it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
The I want to talk about my the difficult time, the time I had difficulties in my studies. That was my first year in the university. That was 3 years ago when I was enrolled in my school. It was very stressful place to be to study because my department was a pioneer. We are among the first pioneers departments in my school. And because of that, we don't have any ex students that we look up to. and ask questions about how to go along in the school. So we do everything ourselves. We organize the department, and we the lecturers do they're not helping at all. So we have to go to other departments for lectures, and it's very stressful. We run from our departments. We leave early from the hostel, like around 6 a.m. in the morning to be able to secure a seat in the classroom. That period was really exhausting for me because I wasn't concentrating in my studies. During the end of the semester exam, I have to I have to study at night. I went for night classes, and it's I risked my life going for night classes, and so that I can be able to meet up with the syllabus. It was very difficult moment for me to study at that period, and I was doing that time so that we can secure a place, my department in the school, and I at the end I felt happy, and my colleagues too. I felt happy because at last our course got some accreditation in the school, and we're able to have our own department and lecturers and head of department. So the
All right,
studies now they
Adobe.
are
So that
really.
was a great experience as well at the same time, isn't it?
I can hear you.
So that was a great experience at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a great experience.
All right. So
Yes.
timing is all good. It's great. Content-wise, fine. You being more fluent, Adobe. There is less fumbling as compared to when you started off the classes with me. So that's a very good thing. So appreciate it. You know, the hard work. I can see that, right? All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes. And
Thank you.
any other person. Yes, welcome, Adobe. Welcome. It's your hard work. You earned it. Okay. Anybody else ready with the cue card? Want to speak about it? Can tell me right now. No one? All right. So let me ask you a few questions here. So this is the cue card about the difficult time in the studies. So how will be the question related to these ones? So I'll be asking you a few questions now. You guys will be answering me. This is part 3 questions, right? All right. The first question goes here. What are some essential qualities every teacher should have?
So may I speak, ma'am?
Sure, why not? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So an essential qualities that a teacher should have is listening, understanding, and to be able to make others understand, and also to be able to communicate as well. These four qualities, I think these are very important just because the teacher should be able to listen what the student wants to say. He should be able to understand what the student is trying to say, what is his doubt regarding any topic. Also, he should be able to clear out the students' doubts. He should be able to make them understand what's the topic about, what is the concept, stuff like that. Also, he should be able to communicate in a language where the student can understand and remember what his teacher has said to him. So yeah, I guess these four qualities are quite important in my opinion.
In my opinion, right. All right. Anybody else? Some essential qualities every teacher should have.
Mm, in my opinion, teachers should have the strong communication skill and deliver the message to the students, how they can understand the study material or the topics. Also, they can understand how the students mind map, so they can use the new technology or strategy to deliver the topics in better way to understand student.
Mhm. Okay, so answer please, other students.
I, in my opinion, I think the teachers should develop the habit of having effective communication with the students by even allowing students to say their opinion in a class, being friendly with the students so that they can be able to ask questions, and also communicating well with the students when they're not doing well in class. Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's right. So everyone's opinion is right here. So you can, even when you get this sort of question, you can just mix everyone's opinion and frame one answer. Anybody else? Michael, Roop?
Yeah,
Mm,
can I speak?
yes, yes, please. Stark and Victor. Yes, you guys are there, but not speaking at all. So try to participate, man. Or maybe you are a lady, so try to participate. What are some essential qualities every teacher should have?
Okay. I I believe there are a lot of essential qualities the teacher should actually have, but I'll speak on this few. I think as a teacher, you need to have uh, a good teacher and student relationship, and you need to also have classroom management. You also need to have uh, you also have to be an individual who possesses the quality of being patient. Now, by having that teacher and student relationship, it actually creates room for your student to communicate to you wheresoever they find it difficult during the course of their study. They can freely walk up to you and tell you their challenges, and by that very means, you can actually help them to learn more. And then having classroom management. If you as a teacher cannot be able to manage your classroom, it makes it very difficult for you to communicate knowledge to these individuals that you are teaching.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, talking about patience,
Mm-hmm.
as a teacher, it's not an easy job though, but as a teacher, you need to have that virtue of being patient with students. Some students have um, a leveled intellectual quotient, and some sit below the level of intellectual quotient required for a certain grade or class.
Mm-hmm.
There are some persons you teach
Mm-hmm.
and they learn at a go, and there are some persons you have to teach, reteach, and reteach before they can be able to learn. A situation like this makes it very difficult for an individual who is a teacher. You get to find out that when you teach the class, and some persons learn and easily grab what you actually taught them, and then others don't actually learn at a go, it makes it more frustrating for you to reteach what you've already taught the class before then. So these are the qualities I think that are essential for you as a teacher in order to maintain that quote, a good teacher.
All right. So a lot of good ideas here for the question we are doing right now. Okay, so nice answer, Michael. And moving on to the next question. If anybody have got the same question, want to speak about it? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, Michael, you can mute yourself. The next question. What are some pros of studying on a distance learning course? What are some pros of studying on a distance learning course?
I speak it once again. I mean, should I
Mm-hmm.
take the lead? that's my job. Yeah, so there are many pros in my opinion. Having a distance learning, as I'm taking one for
Mm-hmm.
my school and college studies. So yeah, I believe that having a distance learning maintains a safe distance, like as
Mm-hmm.
government and many people are saying, they're penalizing on people, saying that we should maintain a social distance, which is being applied over here.
Mm-hmm.
So people are able to connect to their teachers, they're able to speak to them, they're able to, clear their doubts, and at the same time acquire knowledge regarding to their studies and stuff like that with their teachers using this communication method.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this is really helping a lot. In this way, they are able to create a virtual classroom experience by connecting their device with the virtual whiteboard, also known as Microsoft Whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, they can explain mathematical equations, problems and solutions and stuff like that. So it becomes quite a bit more easy and easier to communicate and understand as well. So yeah, I believe that distance learning does have quite a lot of pros to
Mm-hmm.
help people acquire the knowledge, necessary knowledge regarding to their stream, their subjects, and whatever study related areas. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's right. Okay, so like, if you have anybody got any other viewpoint here, some pros of studying on a distance learning course. Be quick, we have to do one more cue card here.
Um, uh, yes, there are various pros of distance learning course. Mainly, the candidate can be able to manage the time, and also between the work and their time schedule. So they work in time during the morning schedule, and also they can after that they can pursue the extra education what they willing to do. I would say that's the best pros of the do the distance learning course.
All right, good addition. Mm, Roop, I want an answer from you for this question. What are some pros of studying on a distance learning course? Try to answer this question, Roop. I'm waiting for you, Roop. Say your answer here. Unmute you and talk. Mm, okay, why do don't talk and sending messages? I don't understand. You guys can talk. Mm, all right, fine. But yeah, try at least. It's okay. Maybe you messing up or maybe you're doing a great job. Like, it could be either case, yeah. So it's all fine. We all practicing. It's clearly fine. Okay, and one
Can
moment.
I speak?
Yeah, just a moment, Michael, please. Give me a sec. Yes, Sheetal, for sure. No worries.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Okay, yes, please, Michael.
Yes, there are a lot of pros in distance learning, such as time management, multitasking in environment, and uh, uh, advancement in learning. The first one there is about time management. You as an individual, you don't actually have to wait for somebody to bring you to class, knowing too well that if you are not probably online, for instance, as we are having this Zoom class or section, knowing fully well that it starts in my own time, it's 5 a.m. If I am not online by 5 a.m., I get to miss something. And if I don't participate from so and so time before 7 o'clock, I get to miss something. So I I inculcate that very habit of at least waking up 4:30 before 5 o'clock. I make sure I'm online in order to participate fully. Then that of multitasking. Currently, here I am in the house. I'm actually learning at the moment. I'm actually also doing one or two things, boiling water to bathe, preparing what I'm supposed to eat before leaving the house. And then that of advancement in knowledge. Before, I don't actually have the knowledge of this Zoom. It have actually taught me that there is something again about modernity. It's not just about sitting in the classroom to learn. There are also several means one can actually learn from. So I think in these few points, there are more and there are lots of pros of distance learning.
Very well, very well. I like your answer, Michael, here. So the way you exemplified it, that's really good. That's what I told you. Sometime we have to add examples to our answer. And you preparing a breakfast, oh, making me hungry, like thinking of eating. All right. Okay, Roop, you are not speaking. All right. Okay, fine. But yeah, I'm just motivating you time to time. If I have to do every day, I will be doing every day. But yes, I want to listen to you and answer. Maybe wrong, maybe right, doesn't matter. But yeah, start speaking. Yeah, I'm not looking at you. I don't know how you look, right? So it's clearly fine. We're just exchanging the thoughts with our voices only. So it's clearly fine, guys. If you're making mistake, it's all fine. We learn slowly, steadily, step by step. Okay, so anybody up for the same question, or should we move to the next? Let we move to the next question. Here it is. Does everybody get equal opportunities to study? Thought provoking question. Does everybody get equal opportunities to study?
Yes, so now may I take the lead?
Yes, sure, sure. You don't have to ask,
Yes,
Ali. Start speaking.
yes, ma'am. So I don't really think that everyone gets an equal opportunity. I mean, not everyone is lucky, is what I meant, because I've seen many people who are poor, who are unable to afford a good quality education, especially in villages and slums. You see people, they're quite poor even to get a proper meal, even for a day. And seeing that feels really bad. But there are many people, and especially government is providing a few schemes where they provide proper education. They have like a school like area set up. It's not like a building, but it has an open space, and they provide a mat where the kids sit at, and they recite the poetries, letters, and numbers which are taught by teachers, government teachers who represent the government as the teacher employed by them. So they provide maximum quality education and the best education possible they can provide for the poor students. And yes, they make sure the poor students understand and learn what they're being taught and what is necessary for them to learn. And by this also ensures that they can have a basic amount of knowledge about what they're going to do and about what work they will be doing. Like for example, for laborers, I guess counting might be necessary. So they might be able to gain knowledge enough to understand, what is this, how much is this, stuff like that.
All right, good. So exemplification, nice. All right. So Adobe. Adobe, you want to speak about the same question? Does everybody get equal opportunities to study? Adobe, Sheetal. Sheetal, you are about to leave. You can answer this question now.
Yeah, individual has able to get the opportunity to learn say equally. Let me allow to explain. Some people able to learn at some people able to achieve the education level on different stage. For example,
Where you are, Sheetal.
yeah, my alarm is BP.
You know?
Just wanna complete this.
Yeah, it's raining here as well where I am. So
Yeah,
yeah, it feels like you're sitting in the rain and talking to us. A lot of
yeah,
disturbance actually.
yeah.
Much better now.
So some people achieve there is different education level the people able to achieve. First is beginner, second is intermediate, and third is advanced. To according to me, and that they are not able to get the equal opportunity for the education. The reason behind that are mainly the financial capacity, and also moreover there is the circumstances about the family uncertainty happen in the life. So due to their main two reason they able to get the three different stage of the education. Moreover, not the equality of the education, as per my opinion they get.
Mhm. Yes, this is right. The financial capacities, that's the one reason. Mostly people don't have equal opportunities to learn, to study. All right. Okay, Sheetal, now it's the time for you. So I'll
Yeah,
be seeing you on Monday now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Have a
Yeah,
lovely weekend.
yeah. You too. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So yeah, next please. A
Sorry,
topic,
can I
someone. Yeah, I'm just coming to you, Michael. Let me just,
okay.
just push these people who are not speaking. So Adobe, yes.
Yes, some people don't have enough opportunity to learn like others because they might not have a sponsor,
Mm-hmm. What happened?
so or they don't have the right facility to study, like studying online. They don't have electricity, like in Nigeria. We don't have enough we don't have electricity,
Mm-hmm.
steady electricity to study. So it will be very hard for people, for some people that don't have generator or power banks to accommodate them to learn. So it's really depend on the individual actually, because here some people might not have a sponsor, like parents to sponsor them in their education, and it will encourage them to go further to learn. Why some people I didn't plan my answer, sorry.
But that's okay. That's okay. Uh,
Wait, okay.
Actually, also this is happening. Your voice sometimes it sinks down, then come back, then come back. All right, let's listen to Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, Everyone don't have equal opportunity to study. I think, in my own opinion, choice of school affects this, and lack of facility affects uh, as well in the course of choice and disability. Talking about choice of school, for instance, I want to study abroad, but finding out that I have to undergo this very process of writing IELTS exam before I can gain admission abroad. It's more like disadvantage. And then on the other hand, talking about studying equipment affecting based on choice of course. For instance, here in my country, if I choose to study medlab and one who chooses to study economics, you see that the study rates will not be balanced because more focus will be on those who are studying medlab in order to ensure that the equipment needed are made available to teach them. While I myself studying economics might not have those advanced equipment in order to learn. Then talking about disability, uh, an individual who is disabled, one who is crippled, you get to find out that one who is comfortable to walk from his very location point A to the location of study, which is point B, it's quite differs. It becomes more difficult for this individual who is disabled to study. And a situation whereby you talk about having technology made available for one to study. It is not everyone who is disabled that can actually afford having a gadgets like handset, tablet, and the rest of them. Even though they might not have the internet connection in order to study. So based on this opinion, I don't think everyone has equal opportunity to study.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, this is right. And anybody up for the same question and answer to this one? Does everybody get equal opportunities to study or not? Group, you want to try the answer? It's just that, you see, the reason could be as simple as the financial constraint, availability of the different resources like electricity, like the internet, and availability of the schools itself. Maybe sometime the least developed countries, they don't even facilitate people to enjoy the opportunity of going to school, right? So these could be like ranging from many, like even you could be a person of opinion that yes, the opportunity is equal to everyone to study. It's just that how well the person adopt that opportunity or embrace that opportunity. So maybe within the hard time, but or maybe within the good times, but yeah, opportunities every time, opportunities is there only. But it's just that you have to see and how you can assess the facility. Maybe your answer could be this way as well if you can justify that, right? Okay, so I guess no more answer here. Okay, so let me ask you one more question. Just a sec, I'm just looking into the question thing. Let me ask you this one. No. Okay, so the cue card we did earlier, right? So the question is related to the same only. The question stays here. Do you think that cooking is a pleasure or a burden for most people? Do you think cooking is a pleasure or a burden for most people?
I just wanted to know, like, this is a cue card?
No. This is a question only. So what do you think? Cooking is a pleasure or a burden for most of the people?
Well, I think it can be both, man. It depends on people, actually. It depends on person and people to people, because there are many people who are good in cooking, and there are few people who are just, they completely suck on it. I mean, they're not really good at it. So, there are few people who have a variety of knowledge on what kind of utensil to use. Like, for example, if they need to boil water, they know they have to use pan. If they want to make noodles, they know they have to, use pan. They know what kind of utensils to use, what ingredients they need. Therefore, some people, when they're trying up new dishes, they need to follow a recipe, which they can. But some people, they might not be able to do that as well. And you see, so there are some people who enjoy cooking, while there are some, they actually do not. They only prefer outside food. So
All right. So anyone else? Burden or pleasure? Okay, Michael, yes.
Well, it all depends on the individual and the individual schedule. that determines if it is actually pleasure or burden. Talking about individual, if an individual already knows how to cook and has the time, you find out that it becomes pleasure. For instance, if I can prepare rice, I actually know the recipe on how to do that perfectly well. I don't get to see that as burden because I make available what I need. More importantly, uh, uh, the techniques, what makes cooking uh, pleasurable is you knowing when to put your ingredients and what to put. If you have them prepared and set, you get to find out that it becomes something of pleasure. You easily do. Then, if actually you are not skilled on that, if you don't have that knowledge on how to prepare a certain meal, it becomes burden for you. Because at this point, you're thinking, have I done this? Have I done that? Or before you start preparing such meal, you get to think and think and think about it, and it makes it look like burden. Then talking about schedule, if I can actually prepare rice, I know how to do that very well, and I don't have the time, like my schedule will not permit me to sit down and prepare such meal. Of course it becomes a burden. If I have to close from this work at 2 p.m. and join the next job I have by, let's say, 3 p.m., you get to find out that I now have 1 hour gap. At least I need to rest my head, even though it's 30 minutes. And I also have to have my lunch, which you get to find out that time becomes a problem there and it becomes a burden. So I believe it's based on the individual and the individual schedule that determines if cooking is a pleasure or will be a pleasure or burden.
All right, that's a nice answer. Pleasure or burden. All right, guys. So that's all for today, class. So this is the ending of the session. So any questions so far, or is that all well? I believe this is all well. And the student who just kept quiet, you have listened to the entire session. Kindly do participate in the question next time. So speaking, generally we held the session on Friday, as usually people are free on this day, so end of the week sort of. So that's the reason we put up here the speaking class, because other days the schedule is like it kept changing, but yeah, Friday is devoted to speaking class only. All right, so that's all for today. Guys, classes are provided by CECA Melbourne. Yes, the Sydney, I mean, if you're sitting anywhere around the world, except Melbourne itself, you can still avail the benefit of the classes. You can spread the word, tell other people who want to take benefit from the same. And yeah, keep learning and keep practicing and keep participating. That's the way you will be improving in speaking, right? All good. So have a lovely weekend ahead. Wonderful time. So let's see each other on Monday now. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. And
Yeah,
please wish me best of luck.
yeah.
I am having my speaking today.
Bye.
My officially.
Yeah, all right. So when it is?
Yes, ma'am. It will be like around 2 o'clock over here. I have to reach there at 2 o'clock, and 2:40 they'll be starting my test.
Oh my God. Okay, best of luck. But yeah, you did great today. So this is the way
Yes,
you will
ma'am.
be
I have to. Yeah.
nailing it in the exam as well. I know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and just
Oh,
let me
ma'am.
know.
Yes.
Text me how it went, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm afraid to say that, ma'am. This might be my last class over here.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's just that when you of course sitting for exam, you getting your score,
Yeah, ma'am.
definitely yes, this is going to be your last
Yes,
class. I
ma'am.
know that. It's okay. Yeah, but you can be
Yeah,
in
ma'am.
contact through our group. You have
Yeah,
number,
ma'am.
you can just tell me about your results, right? And I'll be just
Yes,
looking
ma'am.
forward
Sure.
to your wonderful results.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll be.
Sure, and best of luck from every one of us here, right? So just nail the exam like we are. You are just speaking in the class today. So just go there with the same confidence, and I know you will be just doing great there. All right, that's good. Okay, more power to you, Michael, as well. Yeah. So I'm ending this session, guys. See you each. We will be seeing each other Monday. So yeah, bye bye. Take care till then. Yeah, see ya. Bye bye.